Good morning, everyone. It's been a while. I always start like that. It's always been a while. Today we're gonna have a garden tour, and I am so happy to make this garden tour for me and for you, because I feel I've made so much progress in this garden, and the garden itself has made so much progress. I'm really in love with my garden right now. This is how the garden looks like from the entrance right now. You can see we cleaned up all the weeds. We took the time to do that. Fortunately, the person who did it didn't understand when I was talking that I had some vines and strawberries here, so they both got cut. But it's fine. I've heard that I think that they are supposed to grow back. So the garlic here is soon ready to be harvested. Last year it was already harvested, but I can't see the 3 leaves. We have to wait to have 3 leaves per plant that are getting yellow to harvest it, and it's not yet the time. So this is something that's going to happen pretty soon. These big tubes I did fill with some straw and wood and things like that to put a little bit of potting soil, and transplanted my chamomile and these flowers here that I do have in my front yard. On the 3 of them, some of them did not tolerate the transplantation very well, and the other one over there neither, but it's fine. It's an investment. It's going to be looking great next year. So when we come here, all my arches are still empty, but things are starting to grow. I totally love this. This is a parsnip that went to seed. I decided to let a lot of things go to seed this year because I really love having volunteers around. So this is one I decided to let go, and I love the look of it when we come to the garden by the entrance. On this trellis we can see that we're having some snap peas starting to grow. We are having nice harvests daily from snap peas, and I know it's just the beginning, because last year we had so many of them with 1 trellis being full, but I have 3 or 4 trellises with snap peas this year. So I can't wait to see how much we're gonna have. This is a weed. This bed, you saw me the last time harvesting some I think it was some radishes, some white long radishes, daikon radishes, and they were all eaten up. So once all that, if I knew, I would have let them go to seed, but I didn't. So I did harvest them all. I did plant here. This is souchet. These are some kind of nuts. I had these plants waiting to be planted, and I did have this free space here. I have a lot of volunteer tomatoes, and I don't have the heart to remove them, so you're gonna see I have some beds full of volunteers that are going to stay there. Now I'm noticing this. I think this is a cabbage that is getting eaten pretty much. There is probably a white caterpillar, a green caterpillar somewhere in there. I'm gonna hunt for that this afternoon. Here we have some of Amy squash. I have 2 plants in there, and they are doing well. Look at this. I can't wait to see. It's my first time successfully having squashes. So thanks for Amy for these plants. I decided they were going all the way here. But we have so many slugs that I decided to just turn and just put it in this trellis, even if it might end up being all around these purple snap peas. I wanted them to have something different, since snap peas are really something we eat a lot during the summer, and I thought that it would make some new colors, but turns out the shell is really more thick and they're less sweet. I eat them, but the kids don't really enjoy them that much. I'm trying to let them grow bigger a little bit, so maybe that's gonna help. But so far, I don't think I'm going to repeat the experience with these snap peas. On the other side here, we do have snap peas too, and some carrots. It's my first year successfully growing carrots, so it's like I can't get myself to pull them out, but see, I'm starting to see the tip of them, so I'm really happy about that. I think that's going to be part of our menu tonight. And on the other side, the soil is so poor, I did not bother to plant anything there, but I think I have some cauliflower and cabbages and things like that to plant, so this might go there. In this pot I do have some mint. I did plant this there in a hurry and did not even think that there were no holes in there, and I had no problem with it draining since we had so much drought. But my mint is going to stay there for now, and we're gonna see how it goes for this plant. But I didn't want it to be mixed anywhere else, of course. I did buy these tarps. You're gonna see them everywhere, but I'm really glad about the result. I'm gonna show you elsewhere where I like having them. On this side we do have, you're gonna see I have some flowers. They are also Amy sunflowers, and this one is a little bit strange. So we do have, I think this is a cabbage. All these brassicas and cabbages are going to be a surprise because I didn't keep track of them. I do have some more plants here that I didn't see before. We do have some purple. This is this is a blue beauty tomato. It's the first time I'm growing them, and they are, I think, the first tomatoes showing their colors in the outside garden. We have, I am pretty sure that they are Ceylon. These were my favorite tomatoes last year. And some more tomatoes, of course, that I need to trim and to prune and to trellis up a little bit more. And this is, I think, some oregano. I mix up a lot my spices, my herbs, and I think this is some oregano. This was my favorite bed, but as I'm looking further away, I'm not sure it is still, I think. I love most of my beds, but this one has these beautiful sunflowers. They are getting taller and taller, and they're gonna be having multiple heads, so I can't wait to see them bloom. A few of my sunflowers did bloom in the last few days. And this bed is actually full of volunteers, like I said before. I think we do have some Ceylon here too. I did plant a lot of Ceylon this year because I did love them very much and didn't plant much last year. So I really need to come here and add my trellises. We're at the end of July and this is still not done, but much more is done. I have a hidden ground cherry here. This is one of my favorite treats. They are so good and only one of my kids enjoy them. I have a volunteer ground cherry here. They are really not that big. I hope they're gonna get bigger, but this is a volunteer from last year. I almost didn't get any last year, so I'm really glad about this one. And here we have what I believe, oh no, it's an onion. This one is going to seed, so I'm going to let it go. These are flowers that we bought at a brand new local nursery. There was one flower. I have no idea. I'm really a newbie when it comes to flowers, but there was only one. My daughter picked it, and I thought it was pretty beautiful. But I love how it all grew and multiplied. I'm just totally in love, like I said, with the entrance of the garden. Here, this onion went to seed. So this is something I'm letting go too. And I just realized we have this, wow, this beautiful celery. I pretty much gave up on celery this year, but wow, look at these stems. I'm going to have to make some spaghetti sauce. Last year it was really successful. All of them grew to a good size. Never that big though. I'm really happy about that because I have maybe two of them, and this one was hidden. I didn't see it. So this is something that is probably going to be harvested this afternoon, and we're going to make spaghetti sauce with it. Here we have a growing Brussels sprout, and this side is mostly full of volunteers. I need to harvest these or not. They are these kind of surprised me. I thought they would go to seed, but seems like they are not. So these are going to be harvested maybe this afternoon for the spaghetti sauce too. Here we have what remaining lettuce I have, and it's getting all eaten up by the slugs or the snails. So I do sometimes grab a few of them, but I think I'm just going to let them go to seed. And this is some black beans that, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought they were a climbing bean, but they don't seem to go really much higher than that. So yeah, and I have volunteer tomato here, and I don't have the courage to cut any of them. I do struggle with the tomatoes outside, so I think I'm just going to let them go. Not let them go, but let them grow. But see, I do have, see, this one is grabbing up here, so I guess they are climbing. Maybe the heat did stunt them. We do have some really cool nights these days, so maybe this is helping them. Now going to this next bed, I do need to pick up some trash. This is one of the new beds that I almost did not amend, so I don't have much hope for it. But I do have some purple beans here that are going to grow. I did choose the purple only because I find them easier to harvest. I don't find any difference in the greens, yellow or purple ones in terms of taste, but the purple ones are much easier to harvest. So this is why I did pick purple solely this year. And we have here what I believe to be a cabbage, 2 cabbages here. Now on this other side we do have the thing that I must not name, which is krosny. I wish I could pull one, but I don't want to waste one. These, like I said in many other videos, are some small roots that are eaten in fall and grow really well here. And like the Egyptian walking onion, they are annuals, but sort of like treated like perennials, since they multiply easily. And just like ground cherries, they just are like difficult to harvest totally, and then they multiple each year. I do have my first carrots here that, funny enough, are growing, but not as much as the ones I showed you earlier. My chive here I really need to harvest it totally. They're kind of not edible so much for us right now, but the chickens do love them. So this should be a project for this afternoon. The other side of this bed is sort of a mess because the few times the chicken came out, they all went here, knowing that some onions were here and the chives. So we can see they did dig and made some dust bats in here. I do have some more purple snap peas here. These ones are struggling a little bit more. I think they are more attacked by snails. I did plant some brassicas here yesterday, so we're gonna see how it goes for that. We have some new tomatoes here. I just noticed that, and some herbs too. Now this next bed, in the trellis we do have some more black beans that I guess is gonna happen the same thing as the other side. On this side is, I think, the only other one celery I have. These are, I'm having an issue remembering the name, but this pink or purple celery, which the kids like, but they never grow really big. So I did sow some this year, but I'm not gonna buy some anymore because they are really not worth it, I feel. We do have some more souchet or pansies here. I don't know why there is a bowl here. This is one of my other very precious cherry tomato plant that is also really small. And this side of the bed is full of, I believe to be all Brussels sprouts. Don't ask me why. I seem to have a really good time planting Brussels sprouts. I love them, but my kids don't, my husband don't. And they really prefer cabbage each year. Well, this is the second year. I do have some more souchet here. It's the second year that I think that I have a ton of cabbage, and when they grow up I realize it's Brussels sprouts. On this side we do have some more Brussels sprouts. That is going well too, but I do think I saw some white butterflies. I need to scan these leaves. I have so many slugs and snails that it's hard to see what is actually eating them. I don't want some of these green caterpillars on there. This is a tatsoi that went to seed, and I did struggle planting some tatsoi this year, so I am letting them and letting nature go. I do have some tomato plants in the middle of them, but still did not tutor them. I really need to do that because they are getting quite overwhelmed by these. Oh, I do have a purple broccoli there, or purple cabbage, sorry. Some onions really need to be well, not really. I think this is going to get bigger, but this can be harvested. I did fold all these to the ground to let the bulbs grow. Same thing with this other side. For some reason one of them went to seed, but I think this is going to be a nice harvest. Now if we continue to the last bed, my last year favorite bed, that is going well, but I find some of my plants hard to understand. I think it's really due to the drought we had and the massive heats, because I do have some beans here too that just are not producing yet. I think it's gonna come. This, I don't remember planting this, but is this borage? I think I did plant some last year. I really struggle seeing some pollinators. You didn't see any in this video, and it's not because I didn't want to film them, but there's literally none. I don't know why. My neighbors have a beehive, so why am I not seeing their bees? I don't know. I think that's going to be my issue this year, and I don't think it's because I don't have any flowers. A few days ago we still had all these fields full of flowers and still not many pollinators. We're gonna cross our fingers and hope that they're gonna come, or that they're there when I'm not there. We do have a beautiful sunflower that is growing here, along with another one there. Here is mostly tatsoi going to seed. I think I'm going to remove them soon because I need to replace a few of them. I need to tutor these tomatoes first and replace maybe these plants with my fall garden. Fall is coming soon for us. We have a month and a half before our probable first frost, and surprisingly we have a beautiful kale. Not that beautiful, but healthy kale here. Even with all the heat, I think being in the shade helped pretty much. On this side, I don't think I showed you earlier, but I did plant a few rhubarb plants. I did upgrade my quantity of rhubarb because I have one plant and I was not satisfied with the quantity I had. I just realized here I have what I believe to be I'm not sure. Is that a beet? Doesn't seem to have a beet under it, but I don't think I planted anything with these kind of red leaves, but I did plant some red celery. Is that it? And the leaves do not look like... I think it's a beet. Is it a beet? Please tell me. Now when we turn around, we have this teeny tiny sunflower. It's the first time I'm successful planting one of these, and another one right there. I think it is so freaking cute. I do have some more of what I think to be borage here. I should get my app out. That would solve the problem. I do have some more black beans. Oh yeah, and some more black beans on this side too, that I'm guessing are gonna grow. Under these big leaves, we do have some carrots that are doing well too. This is really nice. These took a long time to germinate. I was pretty sure. The thing with this bed is it was like my dumping bed. So I did plant some carrots, but nothing was showing up after a few weeks. So I did plant some more things and nothing was showing up. So I did plant and replant, and there's I think a ton of various things in here. Removing some weeds. I do have some onions, more carrots and weeds and things like that. We do have one of our very few outside cucumber plants, and these I hate these guys. I need to come back with my gloves. So this is like a mix and match of anything. We do have some purple beans here too, and a really nice plant. We can see some beets under there too, and I did plant some beans on this side, but doesn't seem to be very successful either, and same goes with this side, which sucks. But it's fine. On this side, I did start planting some of the vegetables that are gonna feed us in the fall. With again a nice sunflower. We do have a melon here that doesn't grow. It's really tiny. The ones I have in the greenhouse are so big, but this one is really tiny. Some more volunteer tomatoes, and in this bed I did plant a ton of radishes and peas, and everything grew, and I seem to have forgotten about my radishes because they all went to seed, which is really fine because I'm not that much of a fan of radishes, but I started cooking these pods and I find I get a lot more food from the pods than from the radishes themselves. So I think this is going to be something I'm gonna do voluntarily in the next few years, growing radishes and not harvesting the radishes themselves. These pods really taste like radishes, and they do lose the spiciness when cooked. And these peas are just some nice discovery. They are shelling peas, and the peas inside are just so good. The kids totally love them. So basically these days we eat a lot of small peas like that and snap peas. We have a last bed that we didn't see, and this one is really full of volunteers. These are all leeks and onions from last year that went to seed, and I'm letting them. I think it's beautiful, to be honest. Plus some carrots that are still part of the first ones I grew and are still smaller, but oh no, they're not that small. Let's see. Oh, shit. Seems to be a decent size, but it's slippery. There we go. Look at this. My first decent carrot. And on this side we have our main source for now of snap peas. So this is what concludes this side of the garden. Now if we turn on the other side, there is so much progress, but it's not growing progress, it's really the work we put into. If you remember, it was full of weeds, but now I did put these black tarps and filled this with some wood chip. I'm really happy about the result. I did find these rocks on marketplace for like $40. I still have a few of them. I want to continue this circle and this path, and the rest of it I think I'm gonna fill it with small rocks. So we did fill, I think it really brings my vision together to have these tarps there and the wood chips. I don't know how it can be translated. It is translated on camera, but each evening, each night we come here and enjoy the space. We do still have a lot of weedy areas, but right now I'm not focusing on that since there's no way we're gonna grow something there. For this year, I mean. I did have this path that now I'm trying to fill. I did put some mushrooms in there. I have 2 more packs of other kinds of mushroom that I'm going to put in here. But let's start from the entrance. So this is really what it looks like from the entrance of this garden. We do have the herb spiral that is kind of overwhelmingly like getting invaded by the weeds on the other side, but it's mainly strawberries and is it calendulas? Yeah, that are starting to flower. It's beautiful, but we can see the chickens have access to this side, so it's not growing that much. This, I can't remember the name of the plant, but we got that at a town meeting. And this beautiful sunflower that is growing. Now on this side, this was getting so overgrown with weeds. I did put some more cardboard and planted a rhubarb here. This is our apple tree. It's not gonna change, but when fall comes I'm going to put some more cardboard over there to prevent all those weeds as much as possible to grow back. These are our black berries, and on this side I did not do anything. It's the onions I did plant. Honestly, I didn't work on the garden part of this garden because it's really so much work, and I figured that I'm not serious about growing things that much this year in this one. So I would do the things that prevent me from enjoying it. We have some beautiful sunflowers that I can't wait to have them grown and have the feeling of being surrounded by plants. Here I think I did plant some asparagus, but I forgot about it. And planted some more rhubarb, and for this year some cherry tomatoes. We do have some blueberries here with a few weeds, and here I'm starting a new kind of bed, but when it's more advanced, I'm going to show you more about that. We do have a volunteer squash here. I did throw a pumpkin here in I think May or June, so this is growing. We're gonna see what happens, and some more projects coming this way. Now on this side, we do have this that I want to cut, cover, and put some wood chips to be able to walk there. We have some fava beans here that we'll see what happens. I think it's too warm for them. This row of raspberries is doing well, except one that died. For some reason, this one died. The other ones are doing well. They're starting to bear fruit. This is a row I'm planning to do some culture on it. So I'm slowly adding some stuff in this row. This one I showed you, it's going to be mushrooms. But in here with this thing I talked about a few times, I'm starting to have some tomatoes, which is nice. I think if all of them grow and go along with their string, it's going to look really nice. And I think we're almost done with here some asparagus that I did plant. They seem to be doing well. I'm really glad about that. I love asparagus. I love fresh asparagus. And I did not have enough to actually make a meal out of it or something. I did have enough to grab one for myself once in a while. So this is going to help. I think I'm going to put some more eventually. But for now, that's it. And we do have some more raspberries here that are surrounded by some weeds too. And some more blueberries that I think are, it's purple, but I'm still, I have a blue one here. Yum. So the plan for the next coming weeks, I have some more tarps, is to actually finally put it in this garden and make the maze. So that's going to be a big part that is going to help me visualize this place too for next year. I'm more on planning next year's garden right now, and the fall garden, and harvesting what I can here. This is my cherry tree. There's another one over there, another one somewhere there, and an apple tree somewhere there. So this is what it looks like. I'm mostly happy about the progress I did in here. Really changes the feeling of the garden. Hey guys, I just finished editing this video to realize I had no ending, so I'm not going to talk a ton, just to tell you that I'm really happy to show you this garden. Even if what you saw is actually a little bit old, I'm having a hard time managing my time when we have good temperatures outside. So thanks for hanging out with me, and see you next time. Bye.